Hey, I'm really excited to introduce my next guest, Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary, it's been a day. How are you, my friend? Thanks for joining me.
It's nice to see you, old friend. Good to see you.
I appreciate it. So Gary, to get right to it, I talk to a lot of agents, lenders, title execs, team leaders, brokers all over the world. And there really seems to be four pressing issues that are on the minds of the smart agents today. And I really want to just jump into those four issues and just get your take, as quickly and effectively as possible to, help everybody just move forward in the right direction. So the first question is, the thing I hear a lot is like, how do I build my brand, but at the same time generate business on social? Is there a balance that I should be using today? Kind of going back to jab, jab, right hook.
Yeah, look, I think to your point, I wrote a book a decade ago plus now that spoke about that, which is like, look, and you do this well, which is why I've always given you prompts. Like, you have to give a lot of value, and that puts you in a better position to sell. And all the best agents here that are listening are the ones that don't show their clients the perceived notion of like caring, but they're really in it for the buck. It's the ones that really actually do care, right? The ones that are okay with, them not buying a house.
Yes.
And like, you just put in all the work. Like, you're okay with not making the buck on the time that you put in. And so I think too many people in real estate are overly indexing on sales and under indexing on brand.
Yes.
So here's what I would say. For almost 90%, Tom, the fact that they over index on like, where's the money already means that they're dead on arrival.
Yeah. So how do they switch it up then? Like, cause one of the issues, is just how do I separate myself from the competition? Because there's so many agents now doing social from the time that you and I first met.
Yeah, first, you can't cry about competition. Yeah. Like, that was the whole punchline of why I was screaming so hard 15 years ago. There was a land grab. Like, somebody bought all the beachfront property in Malibu when it was nothing. That happened. Yeah. Obviously a long, long, long time ago. Yes. But, like, and the industry that should most understand what I talk about is the real estate industry. I've just basically talked about the real estate of attention. And if you move first, you get beachfront. And if you're late to the hot place, you get seven, if it's a beachfront place, you get 7 streets back from the beach, from the water at the same price that somebody 25 years earlier bought the water, right? That's the game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that if you're watching right now that you weren't listening to Tom and I when we first met, 15 years ago, and you didn't act on it. I'm sorry you didn't do it. But that doesn't mean that you continue to cry about it and continue not to do it. Because one good thing that's great is even if you're this also, I'm going to use another real estate comp, even though you might be 4 streets away from the water, if you built the single best house 4 streets from the water, you might even get close to a house that's on the water because the house is decrepit and like people have to tear down the house and rebuild. And so the value is not as high. Like, so just because you're late to the game, doesn't mean you can't be the best at it. And even though there's a real estate, and this is by the way, Tom, you know this because I've always flirted with real estate, people like yourselves in this genre. I get emails from people today. They're like, I saw you at Ferry. I saw you at Inman Connect. I saw you make this video a few years ago. Yeah. I laughed at you because I was doing 100 million in sales, but now this fucking 27-year-old who exploded on social last month, I've had a reputation here for 20 years and I'm losing. What do I do now, Gary?
Right. That's it. The example of the beachfront versus, 7 blocks in is the example of the legendary agent who built their brand using traditional media back in the day and still had enough brand credibility to get the phone calls, but he or she is getting less phone calls today because the new agent that is taking this on, and new doesn't mean new by age, it just means newer in the business, they're doing the right stuff today. So let's hit the second question.
So like, I wanted to frame that up because the answer to your question was them realizing this truth. And now the answer to the question is make unlimited content and put it on social media. I don't know what else to say. I've been consistent for 15 years. I need every agent that's watching this to film stuff, to show up like, well, Gary, what do I film? Well, how about you DM every real estate agent podcast on earth?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I'm just going to be very tactical, Tom.
Yeah.
I need
Please.
everybody here to go to Google or ChatGPT. I'll do it right here on the spot with ChatGPT. Watch this. Ready? Watch this. I'm going to teach you guys a lot right now. I'm on ChatGPT. Watch this. Can you give me a list of the 10 podcasts I should go on? I am a 61-year-old female real estate agent who has dominated in the Beverly Hills area for the last 30 years. 15 years ago, I heard this guy, Gary Vaynerchuk, talk about building your personal brand on social media, and I didn't listen to him, and I'm finally feeling the effects. There's a lot of 20-something-year-olds that have nowhere close to the same knowledge I have that are starting to get listings, and I'm stunned what Gary talked about actually became true. I'm on a call with Tom Ferry right now, listening to Gary, and he's telling me that one of the ways that I can make content, since I'm scared to make content, I don't know what to make. One of the ways that I can make content is by messaging small real estate podcasts and offering myself to be a guest as someone who's done 100 billion in sales or 100 million in sales, over my career. Can you give me a list of the 10 best podcasts for me to go on? And let me explain what the 10 best are. These can't be the biggest ones because I'm not really known and they won't say yes to me. Can you give me a list of 10 podcasts that are long tail? Call it, if there was a real estate category on Spotify and Apple, these podcasts would be listed number 50 to 100 because they're so small, they're definitely going to say yes. Here's why I need you to know this, ChatGPT. I'm not doing the podcast for their listenership. I'm doing it because I want to basically clip the clips after the show's done for social media content because I don't know how to make content, but I know how to answer any question somebody would ask me about real estate. And I can do this on Zoom or in person, and then I can clip it after the fact, and that will be my social media content. So I know I've been long-winded. I need 10 podcasts that you would recommend for me to do. Can you give me the links to their podcast on Instagram or on Spotify or Apple or email so I can reach out to them and pitch myself? Thank you. All right, a couple things just happened, Tom. I just did a lesson on prompt engineering.
Absolutely.
A lot of people are going to do AI wrong because they're going to bring their search engine brain.
Yep.
Which is why people were bad at search engines because they brought their Yellow Pages brain to search engines in the 90s. We're going to talk for a little bit more here. What I just did for 2 minutes and 8 seconds was probably the most significant thing that's going to happen on this call. I just showed people who are not using AI. By the way, wait till we blow everyone away. Here we go. Here we go. This happened in 1 second. Okay, so it goes, here are 10 long-tail real estate podcasts that are smaller, likely ranked around 50 to 100, and are excellent platforms for featuring seasoned agents like yourself. They're ideal because they're more likely to welcome someone with your depth and experience. You can turn each episode into your clips. Number 1, Keeping It Real podcast, Secrets of Top 1% Retailers. Host, Zana Hadini and DJ Paris. Not only that, everybody, I want you to look at this. Not only did it give me that answer, it has their email and links.
What I love about that,
You know how profound this is? Because I want to know how many of these you know, if not. Real Estate Marketing Dude with Mike Covenas. Number 3, the Small Gen Real Estate Podcast with Mike Smelligan. Number 4, World Class Real Estate, hosts Sam Hunter, Mark Worrell, and Ian Macbeth. Number 5, The Real Estate Sessions, Bill Reeser. Number 6, the Boom Real Estate Podcast, Terry Wagner, Todd and Megan Ferris. Number 7, Blue Collar Real Estate, Mayo and Ryan Hergott. Number 8, Real Estate Uncensored. No host. Number 9, Real Estate Breakthrough, host Christina Sutter. Number 10, Agents Who Crush It in Real Estate, host Lindsay Fazaza. Do you know any of those?
No, but Brandon, we're going to send a email, or maybe I'll send a personal video to every one of them, congratulating them, letting them know they just got a shout out on the show, and I'd like to be their first guest. All right. So,
by the way, I'm not done. Check this out. I just want everybody to see this. Tips to reaching out.
Exactly.
Next. I mean, this is like, what just happened is the most important thing. You were with me years ago when I was yelling about social media, where people had heard of it, but nobody really understood.
Yes.
for real estate agents, they're trying to build personal brands because they finally realize that's the moat. AI is your secret weapon.
Yep.
The most important thing that just happened is I just taught people what prompt engineering. I did that in audio. There was no way I could have written that, Tom, because I have more gift of gab than I have typing skills. But notice where my brain went and how contextual I made it.
Bingo. What I love too is just also stream of consciousness. And you even said, hey, no, sorry, I didn't mean 100 billion. I meant, 100 million. And that's exactly okay. So the next question, ready, is I think you and I are two of the people in the world. I mean, I've been obsessed with AI since I got early access to ChatGPT, but I'm a part of Abundance 360. We've been talking about it since 2015, right? So now here we are, and I still think the vast majority of people don't realize how early it still is. It's so damn early today. So with that in mind, my question is kind of two-part. Creativity is the secret sauce. The algorithms don't care anymore. What insight do you have for an agent today who wants to be more creative, wants to be more findable, and wants to continue to build their brand?
It's AI and social. It's the themes we're going here. To your point, the algorithms don't care anymore. And there was a second part to that sentence of how many followers you have.
Bingo.
When I wrote my early books, everything I was yelling at all of you, if you remember this from our early days, I would compare social to email marketing, because email marketing was the chapter I won on prior, which was get as many people on the email, send an email, and a certain percentage of them open and convert. And that was my thesis. Get 1 million followers on social, 200,000 of them or 150,000 of them on every post will see it. And 1% of that, 1,100 people would do something, and that's good business.
Yeah.
What has happened now is I've been one of the kings of this game for 15 years. And there's a real estate agent listening to us right now who's finally been inspired because they've been hearing us yap for a decade. And she or he is going to post their first TikTok about an open house this Saturday. And Tom, this is insane and devastating and exciting at the same time to me. Her TikTok with no followers is going to get 40,000 views. And my latest TikTok, even though I have 15 million followers, might get 9,000 or might get 9 million. Yep. We are now fully in the merit of the piece of creative, not how many followers you have era. And that is profound. And for people like me that have spent 15 years to build followers, it is devastating for some of us because it's kind of made our following count a commodity.
Yep.
But for me, I don't give a fuck because the game is bigger than me. And for anyone here who thinks they're behind, this should have been the most inspiring rant of their career, which was, hey, asshole, you have fucked up the last 10 years and you know it. Good news, tomorrow, unlike the gym, if I've been working out for 10 years, Tom, and you haven't, but tomorrow you're inspired, you don't close the gap on me on the first day.
No.
Social, I've been going to the gym every day. I'm fucking Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger of social media in the last 15 years. And somebody who's been eating Doritos and fucking Oreos and drinking Bud Lights on the couch doing nothing tomorrow can make one post and be fucking Sylvester Stallone.
Exactly.
It's Ozempic for social media.
Yeah. The whole, how many followers reminds me of the transition from like email open rates. When I launched my dad's website in 1995, we'd send an email out. Everybody would open it because people were excited about email. And today, if we crushed, we were at 40% open rate with half a 500,000 followers, whatever it is, or 500,000 email accounts. It's that same transition, right? Like creative is the thing always and forever. So any insight around AI for creative?
Yeah, a ton, which is, again, I'm using the history of our long relationship. I've been on stages or virtual with you many times over the last 15 years. Whether it was telling you to buy Netflix stock, and which you took advantage of.
Thank you.
Whether it was, hey, jump on TikTok, whether it was before that, Facebook, Twitter, there's been 4 to 5 times where, out of the 13 times, where I really had heat that was new. Yep. The other 8 or 9 times, it was me reinforcing heat you'd heard from me 6 months or a year earlier. I have heat for everyone right now, Tom. Every single person here must download ChatGPT and watch. I'm going to do it again. Ready? Watch this, Tom. You're going to love this. I'm a real estate agent who wants to get more serious about social media content. Can you tell me the 5 apps AI apps that I must download right now that are, I heard from Gary Vee that AI is moving so fast that the best apps to make creative content for social from a year ago aren't even good anymore because there's new apps. So the 5 apps I want you to give me to download, to play with, to make social media content, both in video and picture form and written form, I want them to be apps that are either updated or launched in the last 4 months because I want the freshest, best versions. Because I don't want to just get Midjourney that I heard was hot a year ago. Unless Midjourney has a new update that is the freshest, I want apps that have come out in the last 90 to 120 days that will help me as a real estate agent make videos that enhance what I'm making. I don't need the AI to make a completely new video. I need it to have me in the video, but also AI supporting it or making it easier or allowing me not to hire someone for $60,000 a year because I don't know what to do. Can you give me 5 apps? I also need these apps because I need to learn AI. And the reason I need to download these apps is to learn how to use AI. So actually throw in an app that teaches me how to use creative AI apps, or give me a summary of, actually, in fact, forget that app. Give me 13 bullets, actually make it 7 bullets that a real estate agent that has never used AI should know or what it should do, where the full agenda is to make content for social media to get leads. Brother,
I know, I know, I know.
I'm cooking right now. I know you so well. I'm enjoying this because, again, in our 15 times, there's been every time you take a little bit away. But
Yes.
why I've always loved you is there's times where you really take something away and you really do it.
Yeah.
I can smell and feel you being like, "Fuck, man, I'm really gonna go on." Like this is crazy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
here we are.
Yep.
Here we are.
Absolutely. We have.
I got
Yeah. What did it? Okay. So I'm curious. What did it say? So Canva.
5 AI apps for real estate content.
Yep.
Moon Valley Murray launched in July 2025. I have no idea what this is.
Yep.
A filmmaker grade video AI that lets you tweak your own footage, like changing the backgrounds, camera angles, visual effects, while keeping you the star. Ideal for enhancing listing tours or testimonial clips at $1 to $2 per scene. Number 2, Canva, VO3 integration.
Yeah.
Virgo 3, becoming available in Canva Pro late June 2025. Number 3, Instagram Edits, Meta, released in April 2025. 4, Opus Clips, introduced in June 2025. Automatically creates social media ready clips from longer videos, listing tours and Zoom tips, highlighting key moments and generating captions, ideal for effortless content batching. Number 5, Klesso, launched in early 25, converts your screen recording listing tours or tips into polished clips with AI voiceovers capturing, spotlighting effects, and also auto-generating written summaries. Great for YouTube shorts and written blog posts.
Bingo. It is remarkable. You and I both know it's the whole game now is having conversations, just stream of thought, even just to create a prompt. Hey, I need to create a prompt to help my real estate clients figure out how to rewrite their bios. So when someone is searching on ChatGPT or any other large language model, they are more likely to be found as the number one or the best agent in their marketplace. Can you create that prompt for me? And it creates the prompt. And then I just share the prompts at events and have people change their bios in real time and say, now go in and search who's the number one agent in the marketplace. I mean, it is remarkable, the speed. So with that said, thinking about your little sister this morning, congrats again, Liz, if you're listening to this on your biggest sale ever. If you thought about Liz and all that she has to do as a real estate professional today, what do you believe in the next 6 to 12 months AI will replace?
Admin work, listings, written, like everything, bro. It's huge. It's really profound. The winners of this next generation are the most creative and the most strategic. The way I just said what I said, basic. When I'm thinking through strategy of how to build VFriends, my Pokemon Marvel thing, Tom, I just prompt engineered for about 2-3 minute rants. And for a lot of people who've been flirting with ChatGPT, that was just profound because they're in the business of like, where's a good listing in Ohio, right?
Yeah.
Because they're in search engine mode. Brother, when I'm thinking through opportunities for VFriends, I'm doing an audio recording that's 16 minutes long. Do you know how
Think
insane
about that? I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So So, but when you watch this. I'm a real estate agent that has an admin work for me 20 hours a week. She's rightfully starting to not do as well because I love her actually, but she just had her third child. And to be frank, she's dropping the ball. And she usually handles all my stuff, scheduling my open houses, making sure my renewals on my services are happening. Um, let's call it what it is. I am the salesperson. I am really good at spotting the right homes. I'm very good at people. So I've got the people schmooze thing down. But my real estate business is not functional without her because all the logistic stuff, calendaring, meetings, keeping up with the software, social media posting, making sure I show up for Tom Ferry's virtual calls on time. Like I'm that schizophrenic, that helter skelter. I'm really disorganized. And without her, I'm a little concerned that I'm going to really feel the effects of this. Which 5 AI apps can actually subsidize what she does for me automatically and make it frictionless for me to get updated via text or email, or just keep reminding me with reminders or whatever you recommend? Actually, I'm going to give this all to you, ChatGPT. I'm concerned here. I need a tech AI infrastructure that replaces this person at a very low cost, but also is a squeaky wheel to me to make sure I don't drop the ball on any of these tasks. What are the 5 apps I should look at and how should I use them? This is where we're at, Tom.
I know.
I'm like a real clinic mode here. Let me just, again, it's done, it's sent, and here we go. And, this is pretty profound shit. And so what it goes into is, this is a fantastic question, and you're self-aware. Good job. You described a situation that many high-producing, disorganized salespeople face. You're amazing at the people and the deals, but the admin glue holding everything together is fraying. Here's the good news. In 2025, affordable AI-generated tools can take up over 80 to 90% of what she does, even nagging you in a way that you like: text, pings, emails. Here are the 5 AI apps and workflow suggestions. That's the key for you. 1, Motion. Best for scheduling, calendar management, meeting reminders, prioritizing. Think of this as your AI chief of staff of your day. If auto books meetings intelligently around your priorities, blocks focus time, rescheduling when you ignore them, and sends you reminders via email and mobile. Example, you tell Motion, quote, schedule my open houses and confirm them weekly, and it does the juggling for you. Use motion.com. Clara, best for managing your email and scheduling via Conversion. Replaces her emailing back and forth to set up things. Clara is an AI assistant. You CC on emails or send instructions. For example, Clara, find time for me next week and Bob to view the property next week. And it emails back and forth with Bob and puts it into your calendar. It emails back and forth with Bob and puts it in your calendar. Next, Zapier and OpenAI, best for automating boring recruiting tasks. Zapier connects your tools, MLS, Google Calendar, SMS, and can even draft emails using ChatGPT. For example, renew services automatically or remind you before the deadlines. Post schedule social media content for you on your behalf. Notify you via SMS for certain triggers happening, e.g.,
Yep.
when Tom Ferry sends a webinar link.
Bingo.
Number 4, SaneBox, best for keeping your inbox clean and surfacing what actually matters. SaneBox organizes your emails into what's important, sets reminders, follows up if someone doesn't respond, and nags you about things. For example, you can forward an email to tomorrow@sandbox.com and it will reappear tomorrow.
Easy.
Friends, we are here.
Yes.
I know a lot of you are like, what the fuck just happened? I know a lot of you are giving me a lot of flowers of like, fucking Gary did it again. I need you to act.
Well, that answers the question of where do we start?
That's the key. What's incredible is I have been relevant and valuable because I know shit. I do not know what ChatGPT knows. And what I'm teaching people is, once you get great at prompt engineering, once you get great at what I just did, your world opens up, because where you start is opening up your AI bot, and it tells you what to do with it's insane what I'm doing. I'm meta AI. I'm using AI to get me going on AI.
Bingo. I like that. I'm
Watch
metaing
it.
AI.
Let me see. When did Gary Vaynerchuk and Tom Ferry first meet or have a public appearance? Where was it? What was it about? And how many public appearances are you aware of with Tom Ferry and Gary Vaynerchuk? Like, when you get into these kind of things where, like, again, if somebody was watching right now and be like, man, when Gary was in California that time, when Mark Sanchez, I know it's not, that year, right?
Yep.
When and where did Gary first meet? Their earliest on-stage interaction dates back to August 2009. I was just about to say, you heard me say '09, and I knew it was
Yep.
Sanchez because it was the first preseason game. Remember, we went to the suite and I had a seat during a real estate coaching event in
Yep.
Irvine, California, specifically the top floor of the Wells Fargo business. This is insane.
Yes.
Tom recounted that he and Gary were in the green room before coming on stage, making the beginning of their public and professional relationship. I mean, this is like fucking insane.
Gary, so you know what I tell agents today? You go on Grok and you say, hey, I'm about to go on a listing appointment to 1234 Banana Street. And depending upon where they are in the world, you could say, tell me the history of this before, when it was a piece of dirt, potentially farmland, who owned it, when did it get traded, who was the first developer, how many times, and like you walk in and you're the smartest agent on the planet because you know everything about that property and that becomes your degree of separation. It's automatic.
Everybody, I got to run. I apologize. But the reason I just jumped in and said that instead of letting Tom naturally take me away is I'm doing one final PSA. I need you to rewatch this video 10 times. I'm not kidding. I don't know how thick your skull is, everyone. Some of you, because I know this Tom Ferry community well, some of you never need to rewatch this again. It pierced through your heart and brain and soul today, and you're going to hang up right now and start fucking living what we're talking about.
Yes.
But I know a lot of you that it's going to need a second view, and some need a fourth, and some of you need a cigar and a whiskey and watch it a 10th time. But I need every one of you to act on everything that just has happened here for the last half an hour because it will change your life one way or the other. If you move quickly, it will change your life for the positive. If you do not move quickly, if you think what's happened with social media, where all these people popped out of nowhere and took market share, is a problem, social media is a pimple on the ass of AI.
Mic drop.
Love
I appreciate
you
always, my friend. Thank you so much.
Talk soon.
All right, man.